investigation, solving mysteries in the night. Chasing shadows, finding answers, shining bright light. No one's left behind in the darkness, all alone. With a heart like a siren, she brings the lost ones home. Silent cries in the dark no longer have to be. For justice wheels keep turning, Granny on the beat. Broken voices find their power, call out hope again. When these crime busters run, no victims left to pay. Bravery in her veins, truth she won't disguise. With a fire in her eyes, she's got nothing to deny. Credit fights for justice, never backs down from the call. For the voiceless and the missing, she'll stand tall.
Hello, everybody. I hope everyone is doing great today. I wanted to do an extra video here because of a case that really breaks my heart, guys. There's a manhunt for a father. His name is Travis Decker. He's 32 years old, 5'8", 190 pounds, black hair, it may be in a ponytail, brown eyes, mustache, beard. Last seen wearing a light-colored shirt and dark shorts. He is charged with taking the lives of his 3 daughters. Very sad situation. His truck was found near a campsite. He had been homeless and living out of it. His daughters were found with plastic bags over their head and zip ties wrapped around it, guys. Very, very sad. This is a picture of mom with her 3 daughters. Now, mom and dad were not together. They had a good parenting plan. Mom said that Travis was good. They had good communication, no issues. But on Friday night, her children didn't return home, which was the first time that happened. And so she called police to let them know, right? Just very sad situation. Very sad. I'm going to go ahead and talk about a few of the things that were going on. He has been charged with kidnapping and taking the lives of his 3 daughters. He is still on the run, guys. His truck was found near their bodies at a campsite, and the truck had 2 bloody handprints on it. I don't know where the handprint came from, but we have Paityn, who's 9, Evelyn, who's 8, and Olivia, who is 5. They were tragically found unalived at a campground in Washington State days after their mom reported them missing, when their dad didn't drop them off after a scheduled custody visit. Said they likely died of asphyxiation. Police found the girls' wrists zip-tied in plastic bags over their heads. The girls' bodies were found at around 5 p.m. on Monday down a small embankment near the Rock Island Campground in Leavenworth, which is about 2 hours east of Seattle. They were wearing the same clothes they had on when they left their mom's home on Friday. About 100 yards away from where their bodies were found, cops located his white 2017 GMC Sierra truck, which he was reportedly living out of at the time of the gruesome crime. His car was found abandoned with 2 bloody handprints. Police Records show it's unclear who left the handprints. Personal items like car seats, blankets, food, and a wallet were left on the center console of the truck. Cops said that the campsite showed signs of being recently used as a tent was set up with a cooler. Decker's cell phone activity showed he went to the same campground a day before the kidnapping. He picked his daughters up from their mom and his ex-wife, Whitney Decker, in Wenatchee at around 5 p.m. on Friday for a scheduled 3-hour visit. In interviews with police, Whitney recalled that her ex-husband was quieter than usual during the exchange, which was out of character for him. She also told cops that he had been considering getting rid of his dog due to housing and financial struggles. Decker, a former military member, and Whitney had been divorced since 2022 and had a parenting plan in place for the 3 girls. So the timeline: on Thursday, May 29th, cell phone activity shows that Travis Decker drove to the Rock Island campground and left. On Friday, 5 p.m., Decker picks the 3 girls up from their mom, Whitney Decker. 8 p.m., Travis Decker is supposed to return the girls, but he doesn't. Whitney Decker calls him and it goes to voicemail. 9:45 p.m., Whitney Decker calls the Wenatchee Police Department to report her daughters missing. Good for her. She waited a little while, but then she called. So she gave him the benefit of the doubt. She waited almost 2 hours, right? Travis Decker's truck is seen driving westbound on Highway 2. Wisconsin State Patrol is contacted for an Amber Alert, but said the situation didn't match their criteria. Saturday, May 31st, WPS issues an endangered missing persons alert. Monday, June 2nd, 3:45 p.m., Travis Decker's truck is found empty at Rock Island Campground with 2 bloody handprints and items inside. 5 p.m., cops search the area and find the bodies of the 3 girls. Tuesday, June 3rd, 9:30 a.m., cops notify the public that they are still searching for Decker. 2 p.m., WPD tells the public that the 3 girls were found dead and that Travis is still on the loose. Police first planned to arrest Decker on custodial interference charges on Monday. The warrant was then superseded by the murder charges on Tuesday. Before the girls' bodies were found, Whitney told local media that there had never been any problems with visitation in the past. Travis has really struggled since he left the military, and his mental health can be hard sometimes. I think this is an effect of that, and I don't personally think that he's dangerous. I think that he is impulsive and he loves his children very much. Decker is a veteran who cops say is mentally unstable. He has been homeless and living out of his truck and hotels. When he didn't return the girls at the scheduled time on Friday, Whitney called his cell phone and went straight to voicemail. She called the Wenatchee Police Department at around 9:45 p.m. that night and reported her daughters missing. And they're still looking for him. So I'm going to share my screen and show you guys a map. But let me get this picture off of here first so you can see it. Guess I can't make it any bigger, but so here's where the girls lived, and this is where they were found. Cops are still unable to contact him. Anyone who has seen him since Friday is asked to call 911 immediately. People warned the public not to approach him because he may be violent and has extensive military training. It's unclear if he is armed. So what to do if you see Travis Decker? Police are asking the community for help. He's 5'8", black hair, brown eyes, light colored shirt, dark shorts is what he was last seen wearing. The former military member with extensive skills. just call 911 and don't approach him. Okay. On Tuesday, more than 300 people gathered in Wenatchee to remember the sisters at a candlelight vigil. All three of the girls played soccer. So I did want to share the press conference. But guys, my heart goes out to the mother. And I mean, this family, she had no reason. I mean, no good reason to suspect that her husband was it was a 3-hour visit, guys. Supposed to be a 3-hour visit. No reason that he would do this, right? Other than, sounds like he had PTSD from the military, had a hard time keeping jobs, keeping a home, that kind of thing. So I feel badly for him. Mainly badly for the girls, for the mother. He's still out there on the loose. If he is still alive, there's talk that he maybe took his own life after this, which we are going to go over this video. Let me go ahead.
Now on KIRO 7 News at 5, breaking news, 24 hours and still no answers from police after 3 sisters were found dead near a campground near Leavenworth. We're live as a manhunt for their father ramps up.
I have a little girl myself, so that's, it's shocking.
Plus, troubling new insights into the suspect. We are combing through just released court documents right now. And Amber Alert confusion. We're pushing WSP about why one never went out for these girls.
Why was an Amber Alert not issued in the case of these 3 missing sisters?
Live team coverage starts right now. And a truly heartbreaking end to a search for 3 sisters from Wenatchee. 9-year-old Paityn Decker, 8-year-old Evelyn Decker, and 5-year-old Olivia Decker have been found dead. The girls were last seen alive on Friday after their father picked them up for a planned visitation. And now there is an urgent manhunt to find him. 32-year-old Travis Decker is wanted for his daughter's kidnapping and murders. Now, State Patrol says he may be armed and dangerous. The girls' bodies were found near his empty truck about 40 miles away from Wenatchee by Rock Island Campground that's west of Leavenworth. Our team is bringing you live coverage on this rapidly developing investigation from State Patrol headquarters in Olympia to the crime scene near Leavenworth. First, KIRO 7 anchor Gary Horker is fronting our coverage live from Wenatchee, digging through just released charging documents. And Gary, the details here are disturbing.
Monique and Elle, they don't get more heartbreaking than this. These 3 innocent lives taken so tragically, and now we know how. Those documents say the girls died of asphyxiation. They also say the way they found them was the FBI and all these law enforcement agencies, including Homeland Security, pinged their father's cell phone around the area and the campsite where the night before he disappeared with them. Take a look at the girls at the center of this case. That's Paityn, Evelyn, and Olivia Decker. 3 innocent little girls. They were last seen Friday when they were supposed to be on a scheduled visit with their dad, Travis. Here's a look at his photo. According to custodial documents, Travis Decker and the girl's mom had been separated now for several years, but his court-ordered custody plan changed once he became homeless. Worth noting here, Decker refused to sign the plan, which stated he needed to get both mental help and anger management help as well, which his ex-wife said in court documents never really happened. KIRO 7's Jason Sloss has been digging through all of these heartbreaking documents. Jason, this is a heartbreaking end to the search, and you just talked to the mom yesterday exclusively.
Yes, and the mom was optimistic that this would have a much different ending. Just horrific deaths for these 3 little girls during what was supposed to be a relatively quick visit with their father. Now, the girls were found about 45 minutes down this road near a campground, and now an all-out search for their father. A heartbreaking end to the search for three little girls, 9-year-old Paityn, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 5-year-old Olivia Decker, found dead near the Rock Island campground near Leavenworth. Now, a manhunt for the sisters' father, 32-year-old Travis Decker. Friday evening, Decker went to his ex-wife's home in Wenatchee to pick up the girls for a planned 3-hour parental visit, but they never returned. Wenatchee police issued an endangered missing person alert. Decker is homeless, and for 3 days, authorities searched campgrounds and motels while on the lookout for Decker's white GMC truck. Just before 4 Monday afternoon, a Chelan County Sheriff's deputy spotted the father's unoccupied truck near a campground off Icicle Road. The bodies of the three girls were then found nearby down an embankment, but no sign of Decker. According to Chelan County court documents, the likely cause of the girls' deaths was asphyxiation.
I don't know. I have a little girl myself, so that's it's shocking.
Visitors hoping to hike a nearby trail were turned away at a roadblock as a large-scale search is carried out.
I'm sorry for the family and for the mother. That's devastating. I absolutely cannot imagine.
Now, if anyone sees Decker, they are urged not to make contact, but call 911 right away. We were expecting a news conference today with the Chelan County Sheriff's Office. That did not happen. There is a GoFundMe account set up in the girls' names. We'll have more about that on our website. Live in Leavenworth, Jason Sloss, Cairo 7 News.
Incredibly difficult information to even process and report. Thank you, Jason. Since we learned the sisters have died, we have been asking very tough questions, specifically to the Washington State Patrol, because in this state, the federal government gives the overall criteria for an Amber Alert, but only the State Patrol can actually issue an Amber Alert itself. So everybody passing by here with heavy hearts is wondering and second guessing the State Patrol. A natural question: why was the State Patrol not issuing an Amber Alert? Cairo 7's Deborah Horn is live for us in Olympia. Deborah, WSP said there wasn't enough evidence that the sisters were in any kind of imminent danger, and they need to be in imminent danger for an Amber Alert to be issued.
Absolutely, Gary. That is one of the criteria set out for an Amber Alert. But as you say, now those sisters are dead. And so we came here to Olympia to ask whether anyone at WSP believes they made a mistake. Any second guessing? Any rethinking?
As a father and a grandfather, when your heart is so broken by someone lost, there's always going to be questions. What could we have done? What should we have done?
Those are just some of the questions the Washington State Patrol is facing after the worst news possible about the three missing sisters, that all three are dead. Their troubled father still missing. This after WSP issued a missing and endangered persons alert, but not the more urgent Amber Alert. Should the criteria be changed, be broadened?
That's a question for the Department of Justice and a national discussion, because this is used across the country.
According to WSP guidelines set out in 2019, an Amber Alert is issued if several criteria are met as set by the federal government: that the missing person is a child, that the child is believed to be in danger of imminent death or serious bodily injury, that there is an adequate description of that missing child, and that law enforcement is investigating. WSP's Chris Loftus says there was no evidence Travis Decker was a threat to his children.
If we were to issue an Amber Alert every time someone with custodial privilege is late getting that child back, we'd have Amber Alerts just about every day. Was it the system that harmed these?
Yes, was it the system that failed?
Was it the system, or was it the murderer? I would say it was the murderer.
Now, after Chris Loftus said that the
Guys, I know there's been a lot of talk about Amber Alerts lately, right? We heard it in Jack and Lily's case. We've heard it before. He's right about one thing. If they alerted every time, a father or a mother, a non-custodial parent was late bringing the child back, right? We'd have Amber Alerts. There has to be a specific criteria, right, for the Amber Alert. I get that. Even the mother didn't feel that her children were in danger of being harmed by the father. So, you do have to wonder. He has a point. Was it the system that failed, or was it the person who took their lives? I mean, we can second guess things all day, right? It's just difficult to know, what the right thing to do is. I guess, like he said, that's going to have to be something that's taken up nationally, because it is a national alert, right? And there are specific criteria for that. Maybe the specific criteria needs to be more in depth. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it needs to be more clear, because they've even said in Sebastian Rogers' case that, why was an Amber Alert issued for him? We don't know that he was in serious danger, right? Was it just because he's autistic? Well, that's not a criteria, right? So maybe those criteria need to be defined better, right? And I'm not saying that an Amber Alert shouldn't have been put out for Sebastian. Guys, I don't make these rules and regulations. I'm just saying there seems to be a lot of confusion across the board over the criteria. Maybe those need to be clearly defined. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but there sure has been a lot of discussion about Amber Alerts lately. All right, let's continue on.
The Fed set the criteria we checked, and according to the DOJ, the criteria are recommendations, but those recommendations are not forced on individual states. Loftus also says that the mother gave no indication that she believed her ex-husband would harm their children, but of course we have recent court documents, but even some that go back 3 years show that she had some concerns. We're working to bring you that part of this story tonight at 6. Now reporting live in Olympia, Deborah Horn, Cairo 7 News.
Deborah, you and I have been reporting for a long time, and we know tragedies like this one times 3 are what get people to second guess policies and sometimes change them. Thank you for your coverage there. Again, it's been almost 24 hours since the girls' bodies were found not far away from where I am right now. And we have been pushing the State Patrol for answers. Debbie Horn has been asking them sharp questions, and they're still telling us the policy dictated what they did. So the Wenatchee School District also said it's providing counseling in support for the students. Jason mentioned it earlier, but here's the GoFundMe in support of the girl's mother, and this is going to raise money, we understand, for 3 funerals. It has raised more, I'm just getting this now, $190,000 at this point. A lot of generous, heartbroken people. Again, you can find that link on our website, Cairo7.com. We're going to be live at a vigil not far from where I am for all 3 girls at 6 p.m. There are a lot of people with heartbroken hearts here. They want to go anywhere that they can join hands, maybe light a candle and say a prayer. That's going to be at Wenatchee's Memorial Park, just within eyeshot of where I am. We're going to cover that live for you, but for now we're going to send it back to you live from Wenatchee in the studio.
And in situations like this, that community support is it's unparalleled.
It's the only thing that'll get them through.
Gary, thank you.
Now, we did some digging. We found out a large number of child kidnapping cases are committed by family members.
So according to the National Center.
And that's true. A large number of kidnapping of children is by family members. Very, very true, guys. Very true. My heart goes out to the mother of these 3 children. It seems that Travis had military experience. He had PTSD, so he had some mental health issues. He was told that he needed to get anger management courses and mental health. And he refused to sign it, refused to do it. So that's on him. a court can order such things, but if he doesn't do it, I don't know, maybe his rights for his children should have been taken away. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here, but we no longer have these three beautiful, Paityn, Evelyn, and Olivia are gone. And this mother is left without them. How sad is that? How sad is that, right? So keep this mother in your prayers, guys. I'll continue. I'll let you know what happens. And if he is found, my grannyism for today is there is hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. And this is talking about mental health. There's so many people out there that do struggle, with mental health issues. Guys, there's hope. There's places you can turn to. So if you know of anyone that is struggling, please let them know that there is hope. There really is hope. So that's all I had for today, guys. I want to thank you for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at grannyscrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.